Thank you to Melly Mart for sponsoring this episode. Melly Market is a small, family-run homestead in Somerville, Indiana, rooted in the simple belief that nature still knows best. They grow pesticide-free veggies, herbs, and flowers, and create things like homemade baked goods, talon balms, herbal salves, and soaps, all made with care right from the land. Their farmstead opens the first Saturday in June, and you're invited to come connect with the earth, with your food, and maybe even with yourself. You can follow Melly Market on Facebook to see what's booming. Thank you again. Welcome back to part 2 of the Devinitly Talking CEO edition, where we'll be talking with the rest of the CEO kids throughout the probably next 2 or 3 episodes. So right now here I have Gabe Kuntz. He is a, well, I don't know. What is your business, Gabe?
My business is Aaron Safety Kit, or ASK. What it is an at-home fire safety kit.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and just your business in a more detailed view?
Absolutely. So I, for one, am a volunteer firefighter. I've been a volunteer firefighter for the last 2 years. I myself have been on fire, and from this, I have wanted to, in a way, prevent this from happening to other people. You know, it was a small accident. I've been trained to prevent fires, but even then, so I myself have been on fire. So with that, like I said, I wanted a way to maybe help prevent it for the next person.
That's a great mindset, especially for being in the business world. That's not something you see a whole lot. A lot of it is it's for the money, not to be able to actually have the best interests of people at heart. So that's awesome for you to be doing. So I know you kind of just mentioned this, but what was the inspiration for your business?
The inspiration was it was back in December, I believe. We were burning my friend's field, and I'd walked across it a dozen times that day. And then just by chance, I happened to get something flammable or combustible on my legs. And from about the waist down, my pants and boots were on fire, and I was on fire until I realized it. Well, I didn't realize it at first. And when I did, um, I was already burned. I had first and second degree burns from the waist down. And all we had to have done was grab the $23 Menards fire extinguisher from the barn, but we didn't because we didn't think we'd need it.
Gotcha. So how does your fire experience help you with your product? Obviously, you're running a fire-based product, and I feel you being a firefighter, even just a volunteer firefighter, having that experience gives people a lot of comfort in buying your product, knowing that you know what you're doing. So how does that kind of filter into how you sell your product?
Well, I'm not sure entirely if that makes any sense. I've seen the small accidents get bigger. So my take on it is I want to see the small accidents stay small. So whenever grandma catches her pan on fire with too much grease in it, I want to see that stay in the pan rather than her not know what to do. So with each fire kit, there comes a little informational pamphlet, which is little stuff that I've picked up on through my career as a volunteer firefighter. Even if it's not a grease fire, like say your whole house is on fire, if you've looked at this pamphlet, and I'll even go over it with the people that have bought my safety kits, one of the things is keep your door shut. You know, you keep that door shut, it keeps the room safe during a house fire. It's just little knickknacks and information I've picked up along the way.
Gotcha. What struggles have you faced so far in your business, like trying to grow it and take it to the next level as we've gotten further through the CEO year?
It was doing really well at first, but it's not a product that is used often, which is good. So part of the struggle is finding people who realize it is something they need, not a want. So they don't realize that they most likely need this safety kit to keep those small accidents small. And then another aspect is advertisement. I just suck at it.
You suck at it. I think you probably need to talk to Sydney about some marketing there. That might help you just a little bit. All right, so just one last final question, just to round off your part of this episode. If you could be any piece of furniture, what would you be and why?
Probably a lazy boy, that or a futon. They're both equally comfortable.
I love that answer. All right, thank you, Gabe, and appreciate you coming down and talk to us.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome back to the second part of this Devinitely Talking episode with another CEO student. This is Noah Kiesel. So, Noah, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Yeah, it's Mr., by the way. But I'm Noah Kiesel. I'm a senior at Gibson Southern. I grew up and live in Hofstad, Indiana. And my business I'm doing for CEO is aerial photography, which is so I'll go up in a drone, take some pictures of your property, and I'll get them printed out in a big poster size type of frame, and whatever size you want, whatever, if you want it canvas or matte print, and then I'll give it to you. So
Gotcha. So what was the inspiration for you to start this business in CEO?
I don't really remember exactly, but I remember I've been wanting a drone for a long time, and it was kind of an excuse to get it. And I looked on Black Friday just to see what type of deals they had, and they had a really good deal on the one I got. So I just jumped the gun, and that was my business.
Gotcha. So how has things with running your business actually gone so far?
So they're pretty good. I haven't done any, but there's a good reason for that. I probably could have done 4 or 5, but I have them all lined up. I'm just going to start doing them probably next week. So I texted all of the people I was going to do, and I basically said, hey, it's going to look better if there's crops up and the green is all out, the leaves are out, your yard's nice and green, and it just makes the photo look better if it is. It definitely has. And so I've got 4 or 5 lined up now, maybe 6.
Rather than just the dead,
Yes, yeah,
trees of
yeah.
winter.
It makes your property look a lot more appealing if everything's nice, bloomed, green, rather than just like the gray and brown. So
Gotcha. What is some of your favorite photos you've been able to take so far with the drone or practice with, or what are some of the things you may have been able to do with your drone?
yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. I have like 130 pictures or so of stuff on the drone, and I take videos too. I've taken a lot of videos and pictures of like churches around our property that we have. We have some acreage, just other people's house, like the neighbors' houses and stuff like that. And I love taking videos, like going down, swooping down by the ground, and coming back up. It's just really fun to mess with and to play around with, and it's got really good image quality too. So it's always fun to see the world that we live in every day from a different perspective.
Gotcha. And I think, didn't you, weren't you able to do stuff for both? I know you did the tractor day for Gibson Southern. I know you were doing the drone piloting for that, which those turned out very well.
Yeah.
And I think there was maybe one other thing I'm forgetting here somewhere.
I did one for Sacred Heart in Evansville. There's a picture of their campus on the program of awards ceremony, but there might have been something I don't really remember, but I like doing it. So
Gotcha. Was learning to pilot the drone and piloting the drone now a hard task, or is that something that was kind of easy for you to pick up?
it wasn't too bad. I just kind of took it slow, and the more comfortable I got, the more daring, I guess you could say, the more daring I got. Um, I started off in cinematic mode, which means like it just goes slower, so I wouldn't hit any trees or anything. And then I worked out. Now I'm in sport mode, and I can play with it more. I have hit 2 trees, but one of them was right on the ground and it didn't touch it, and the other one was high enough in the air. It hit it, and it still was able to balance itself out before it hit the ground. So that's definitely good, because that would have been very unfortunate before it hit the ground. But yeah, it's a funny. I was actually videoing when that happened. It's funny to see it like shake, but yeah. But no, it's been fun learning. Not too difficult.
Do you think you'll continue this business after CEO ends this year and maybe even upgrade to a better drone and keep doing it?
I probably won't upgrade a drone, but I would definitely still be open to doing it. I'd like to take it as more of like a side hustle and more of like a hobby, I suppose. I'll definitely take my drone. Like, and here in a few weeks, I'm going out west. I'm going to take my drone out there, and I'm really excited for that. And then any cool place I go, I'm taking it, just because it's really cool to get those pictures. And yeah, I'll definitely still, if people want a picture of their property, yeah, I'll take it for them. But yeah, it's more of a fun thing for me to do that I like doing for people. So
Gotcha. So one last question here. If you could be any piece of furniture, what would you be and why?
It's a good question. Any piece of furniture. Like what constitutes a piece of furniture?
Like a piece of furniture you'd have in your house, like in your living room, or like something you'd have in a room where you'd be like something you'd
Lounge.
sit on or lounger table.
Probably like I think they call them like day beds, like on the windowsill of like old houses. They have them because, one, they look cool, and 2, you feel cool sitting in them because you feel like you're like up in a princess tower or something like that. And usually people don't fart on those. So I would say any of those would be good.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Noah. Thanks for coming down
No,
and
no
spending some
problem,
time
no
with me.
problem.
And glad we got some questions out of you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Definitely.
Welcome back to Devinitly Talking. This is part 3 of episode 2 of the CEO edition. This is here with Jaylen White. So, Jaylen, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
So I am a senior currently, and my business is bookmarks. So I get pieces of acrylic off of Amazon, and then I put scrapbook paper on it to decorate it, and then I decorate the tassels as well.
Gotcha. So, what was the inspiration for you to start your business and kind of do what you do now?
Well, my mentor that I met through CEO, she first originally gave me the idea when we first met, and also I work at a library. I've always been around books because I love them, so it was kind of just a no-brainer on continuing with the idea.
Gotcha. What do you do to make your bookmarks unique from others? So obviously there's a lot of bookmarks that even libraries will sell or bookstores will sell. What do you do to really establish that yours are better and different from everybody else's?
So I like decorating with stickers, different ones that are just like about different things, about books, about religion, about school, about different interests people have. And then I also decorate the tassels with like beads just to make them very personalized and just let people know that this is what you want.
Do you take any customized orders if somebody requests for a special edition of one or a certain paper?
Yeah, if somebody asks for it, I will. I just normally don't advertise it. So
Gotcha. What's your favorite book that you have read so far?
my favorite book? Well, I always forget the name of it. Right now, my favorite book is probably the Bridgerton series because I've been in the middle of that and I like the Regency period because it's all old England and it's really fun. Right now, that's what I'm liking.
Gotcha. So, one last question here. If you could be any piece of furniture, what would you be and why?
Any piece of furniture? I'd like to be a ladder.
Can
Because
you,
a ladder is very helpful for a lot of things. And like, I'm one of those ladders connected to a bookshelf that you get to slide on because they seem so fun.
That's probably the most unique answer I've gotten so far. Okay. That's
Thank
a new
you.
one. All righty. Well, thank you, Jaylen. Appreciate you coming down and talking to me during class today. So I appreciate you stopping by and answering the questions.
No problem.
Thank you to Melly Mart for sponsoring this episode. Melly Market is a small, family-run homestead in Somerville, Indiana, rooted in the simple belief that nature still knows best. They grow pesticide-free veggies, herbs, and flowers, and create things like homemade baked goods, talon balms, herbal salves, and soaps, all made with care right from the land. Their farmstead opens the first Saturday in June, and you're invited to come connect with the earth, with your food, and maybe even with yourself. You can follow Melly Market on Facebook to see what's blooming. Thank you again.